beginning too, Ron kind of has, he'll start, so we did an audio of it, so then he'll record that, there's like a little theme song we have play.
Cool.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Need a bag, Scott?
A big one. Did you like that video?
That was pretty
picture I
awesome.
sent you.
So yeah, so we're live here.
We're back for another edition of the Twin Cities Real Estate Pros podcast. Thank you for joining us. As always, my name is Ron Johnson, licensed real estate agent with RE/MAX Advantage Plus. Also, David Nelson, who's here as well, licensed real estate agent with RE/MAX Advantage Plus. We've got a packed show today. We're going to introduce one of our very new agents on our team for the Imperial Home team, Tracey Baker. She is also a licensed real estate agent with RE/MAX Advantage Plus. Scott Roiger is not a licensed real estate agent with RE/MAX Advantage Plus, but he is a mortgage lender with Envoy Mortgage. We're going to talk a little bit about down payment assistance. Also get to know Tracey a little bit. We'll see her face and name around our marketing and promotional things that you'll see on our social media pages and various other places. Kind of tell you what we do here on the show. We talk about the Twin Cities real estate market. At the moment, we are in our Lakeville studio here at the RE/MAX Advantage Plus office.
I like how you call it studio.
I do keep calling it studio. We're gonna, you throw some microphones and a couple of cameras, it's a studio.
It's amazing.
There we go. So we are here in Lakeville, but we will cover real estate anywhere from the North Metro, South Metro, East and West, all over the place. I personally myself, I live in Golden Valley, so kind of West Metro, Minneapolis, or wherever you've got a house that you want to sell or a place to buy, I would be able to help you out. But so we are live on YouTube at a couple of places. We are live on our Imperial Home Team page, and we are also live on my business Facebook page over there. We have an audio version that you can hear on SoundCloud. We will also, in a few days, be up on YouTube, imperialhometeam.tv. And we're then you can see us on Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn.
Jeez.
Also our website, twincitiesrealestatepros.com, and that'll have a link to all the information that we talk about today and also past episodes and past shows. Did I cover it all?
Yeah, and also too, Facebook Live people you can comment on Ron's, but we can't really see it. But if you comment on the team page, we'll answer your questions if appropriate. So Facebookers, if you got questions about anything real estate based or just in general, fire away under the comments and we will respond as needed. And we'll remind you throughout the program to do so. But yeah.
And some of the things we talk about our listings that are currently on the market. Also, we like to talk about our pre-listings, which is a big advantage for sellers to get your house marketed out there before it goes on the market, to build momentum for it, and also let buyers know that your particular home is coming up on the market. So it's a big advantage that we can offer here, is getting your house promoted before it goes on the MLS and all those mediums that I just talked about, and then also some buyer needs and various other topics that go on in the real estate world. Like today I said, we're going to talk about down payment assistance and what Envoy Mortgage has, but first let's start with David and with some of the listings you've got either coming up or already on the market.
We've got some coming up, but I can't talk about them because they're not under contract officially yet, so I'm just going to leave it as that.
Okay.
But stay tuned, they're going to be awesome, of course. And they're both in Lakeville.
Surprising.
Yeah. I only have down to one listing right now. The other ones are, I've got 5 pending. But the one I have for sale right now is at 2637 Wilds Lane in Prior Lake. It's a detached former model in the neighborhood, main level living. It's a beautiful house. It's got beautiful hardwood floors, solar tubes, screened-in porch, actually a 4-season porch. So this house is awesome. 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, priced at $369,000. And again, it was the former model, and you're walking distance to the Wilds Golf Course. So if you're looking for a low maintenance, hassle-free living, this is the place to be. And don't feel like you're downsizing your upgrades, because this one it's a beautiful home. I'm also going to plug one for Dawn on her team. She can't be here today, but she does recently reduce the price to $429,900. It's at 979 Early Lake Place in Burnsville. It's a 5 bedroom, 4-bathroom, heated 3-car garage. It's fully loaded. This house is absolutely gorgeous. So they just reduced the price to $429,900. Check it out on her podcast. If you got any questions specifically, shoot Dawn an email at dawn@imperialhometeam.com. She'd love to answer any questions for you, and she'll give you a nice exclusive private guided tour as well.
All right, and then I've got one that came on the market on Thursday. As we sit here, it's Tuesday, October 4th. So depending on when you're seeing this, I had this one listed on Thursday. Had open house with great traffic. 11 groups of people came through there. But it's at 341 Herman Terrace in Hopkins. 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. And it was built in 1953, so that particular area, 3 bathrooms is really rare. It's also got a 2-car attached garage. The majority of the homes have a 1-car attached garage, and some people have over the years built a detached garage, maybe a 2-car garage, but this one has a 2-car attached garage, and there's also a outbuilding, which is a garage / workshop that's on the property as well, so tons of space there for extra storage space for yard, or the current sellers, they use it as a workout space and put a winter rider in there for their bike. He had a weight bench in there, so you could use it as for that as well. Huge flat backyard. There's access to, it's a Hopkins school district, but also transportation to the Chinese immersion school in Hopkins, and also you can get access to the Spanish immersion school in Hopkins, so some different options there for the education. Also in the basement, there's an office that could be converted into a 4th bedroom. So that one it's live on the MLS right now. It's also on Zillow. Otherwise, you can reach me, or you can find it on TwinCitiesRealEstatePros.com. But it's 341 Herman Terrace in Hopkins. It's listed at $309,900. And it is $20,000 less than what it originally went on the market for. So would love to get that one taken care of here before fall comes. So a great house there. I've got one coming on. I've got contract signed. We're all ready to go. We've got pictures taken, but it's in Minneapolis, and we don't have the Truth in Housing report yet from the city, so I can't technically advertise the house. But what I can tell you is in Northeast Minneapolis, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. Will be coming on the market very soon. Listed at $169,900. It's got a really nice backyard and a giant 2.5-car garage. It's got updates throughout, brand new carpets, newer flooring, updated bathroom, updated kitchen, fresh paint all the way through, new siding, new roof because of some storms that happened in the spring. So that'll be coming on in Northeast Minneapolis, and as soon as we get the Truth in Housing inspection done from the city, then I can advertise it, because you can't, if you're a rule follower, can't advertise homes before you have your Truth in Housing inspection.
And I appreciate that you're a rule follower.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So otherwise, yeah, but that's coming up in Northeast Minneapolis. So I will have that on as soon as we get that inspection done, and looking forward to getting that one going.
Yeah, I'm gonna put a plug in for your Hopkins house. I mean, my girlfriend and I were there at Ron's open house. We surprised you.
Yeah.
Drop by, and I tell you, it's surprising. You walk in the front door, it's actually really open.
Yep.
And it has all new windows. It's pretty much move-in ready considering the age. It's really nothing you have to do to it.
Yeah.
And we were actually, it was quite impressed with the livability of the house.
Yeah, and for the good 1953 house, that style, kind of the 1953 style that you'll see in Hopkins or St. Louis Park or some of those areas, we have a wide open space with an open living room with the dining room. You mentioned new windows. It's got new windows, new doors, new siding, new roof, new gutters.
Right.
So the exterior is really solid. As far as, and it's only the second owner. The people who my current owners bought it from, they built it in 1953.
Wow.
And our clients have owned it for about 7 years. I'm not good enough at math, but that's like 50 something years that the first people who lived there. And I think as you have seen, people who live in their house for that long tend to take care of it, especially when you built it in the 50s, and much better work ethic than people in our generation, but they take care of their house. So it's a solidly built house, and it's still really good shape. So we'd love to get that one moved. 341 Herman. All right, so like I said, we have Scott Roiger here. He's from Envoy Mortgage. He's going to talk about down payment assistance. But first, we want to introduce Tracey Baker, who's been sitting over there waiting for us to finally introduce her to our world. Just really fresh here on the Imperial Home Team, but not fresh to the real estate market. Tell us a little bit about who you are and why you're with the Imperial Home Team and your philosophy, I guess, on real estate.
Absolutely. Well, been in the business a little more than 20 years. This is my passion. I absolutely love real estate. I have just enjoyed through the years helping people and counseling them to make a really wise investment. Basically, my philosophy is don't just get somebody in a home and sell it to them. Solve a problem, be the solution, and really counsel them, care for them as if you would your own family. I feel that that's the right way to do business. To only help them and advise them to buy a home that you would put your personal money into. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer, but usually we find it within a month or two max. And it's just really important to prospect for that home and know what you're doing. And then on the marketing side, when it comes to selling, my background at the University of Minnesota is marketing, and that has really helped me through the years come up with some creative ways to get homes sold. And that's something I enjoy. I find it invigorating on both sides as far as the negotiating goes. It's kind of like chess, and I like to get the absolute best deal I can, whether I'm working on the buy side or the sell side.
I guess too, just being 20 years in the business, you've seen the good, the bad, the ugly. From a career standpoint, it's always, we talk to our new agents just from a career standpoint. I'm sure, like I said, you've seen the bottom of the market, you've seen the top of the market. Hopefully we'll stay there for a while. But for people that are either interested in getting into the business, or maybe they're at a broker that's not necessarily a fit, or maybe just as their career goes along, maybe a different broker works a little better for them. Can you kind of talk just kind of that?
Absolutely. I worked with David at a past real estate company, and it was a great experience for both of us. However, as time went on, we just felt it was a need to make a change, and I recently made a change. And the reason that I joined up with your team is I know you're a bunch of professional people that I want to affiliate myself, because that's the way I do business. Kind of like a doctor or a lawyer, we're in this for the long haul. We take it very, very seriously. And Dave has an unbelievable knowledge for the technology of the business. Being kind of an older dog, he was teasing that I sold Abe Lincoln a home the other day. Nice, Dave. So anyway, his knowledge of the technology side is something that really can enhance my business. And then, you know, my desire and passion is helping people on more of a personal level. So you marry those two together, and I think you have the best of both worlds. So I'm pretty excited to be with the team and be here today.
And one of the things, I said, I've known Tracey for a few years, and you know, over the course of history, you know, people see us real estate agents as salesmen, salespeople. Yes. You know, we kind of the sleazy, you know, used car salesmen, and yes, there's those people out there, but then there's like us, and particularly Tracey. You know, there's very, you know, she's the one that kind of offsets the integrity of the ones that don't really have a lot of integrity. You know, which is good, because she brings, you know, I'm extremely excited to have her not only with our team but with the company. Is just the integrity, the professionalism, and like you mentioned earlier, you know, this is our job. We're all full-time agents, and we don't do it for the paycheck, because we do it for the clients. Right. You know, when you put your clients first and you treat them with respect and you get them really what they want to get, you become successful in many ways.
Absolutely, and it's word of mouth. A lot of word of mouth. Just I come from a long line of parents and family members that have been in business, and it's more of a long-term approach. Again, it's not a fast paycheck. It's treat the customer right, treat them the way they want to be treated, find the solution to their problem, find a home they love that's also a very solid investment, as well as sell their home for top dollar. So you really, you know, advertising is great. We advertise on our team. However, you know, you take care of the customer right, and they tell everybody about you. And we want to build that long-term relationship, and that's another reason why I went with your team. So
there's a lot of they call them the turn and burn kind of agents, where they get a client, and as soon as they sign the paperwork at closing, their memory, and they're on to the next one. And you know, it is a relationship business, and that's one of the big draws for you and for us too. Is you're just you build relationships and just happen to sell houses along the way. You know, it's a great thing.
All right. And obviously, if you need to buy a house, you need either a pocket full of cash or a mortgage, right? So
that's correct. That's correct.
So then if you don't have a pocket full of cash, or even if you do, Scott Roiger with Envoy Mortgage will help you out. He's one of our partner lenders, if that's the proper term, but one of the lenders that we trust on the Imperial Home team and kind of work closely together. And one of the things we're going to talk about is down payment assistance. For a variety of reasons, we see people not buying homes, mostly because they think they need like 20% down, which is still something we need to get out of there. We don't need that. Correct. It helps, but it's not required. And then if you don't have the cash for down payments, there's plenty of other resources to find down payment, and down payment assistance is one of those. And Envoy Mortgage is able to offer a product that not all other lenders are able to offer when it comes to down payment assistance.
That's correct. Well, first off, thanks for having me on the show today. Appreciate it.
It was tooth and nail to get you on here.
You're
doing well.
But so yeah, you know, the biggest hurdle for most buyers are they don't have the funds for down payment. I don't have 20%. I can't buy a house. So that's a misconception because there's also zero down programs, and we have a couple different down payment assistance programs that we offer through Envoy Mortgage. The first is Minnesota Housing Down Payment Assistance. Really nice products. They have FHA products and conventional products, both. The one thing is they were starting to limit like credit scores and different things like that, and putting more restrictions on. And now we have a new product that's specifically through Envoy Mortgage. Lower credit scores, higher debt to income ratios. You can get up to 3.5% of the purchase price for down payment. Nice thing about it is it's actually a gift. So it can come in 3 forms. It's either a gift right up front. So here's your money, your 3.5%. The second is it's what's called a soft second. Sits on as a second mortgage at 0%. Once you make 36 payments on the first mortgage, it's forgiven. And then if you're over, they do have an income restriction. So median income, if you're over the median income, you have to do the monthly payment second. And again, 36 payments on time on the first mortgage, they still forgive that second mortgage. So
a lot of rules and restrictions and things like that. So the best thing will be to call you or
absolutely
email you and contact
you
at Envoy Mortgage. We'll also get your contact information. We'll have that on our website at TwinCitiesRealEstatePros.com to be able to get all that information. But kind of to go back to some of the things that you were saying. So with down payment assistance, and you were saying, so some of them, depending on the programs, are a gift. So here's the money, you don't ever have to pay it back. Some of them are, if you live in a house for 10 years or 20 years or whatever, it's forgivable. So
right.
When getting into down payment assistance, whatever the product is, it's important to understand
sure,
what exactly
what
you're doing and then what this means if you're going to sell or whatever
sure.
happens like that.
Sure. No, absolutely. Like with Minnesota Housing, you have to pay that back. Whether you refinance it or sell the home, you have to pay that mortgage back. Where this other product that we can offer, again, it doesn't have to be paid back. So you're not restricted. It's basically free money for you to get into a house. So.
And then you mentioned income restrictions, and then some programs I think have changed too, where say if it's a husband and a wife, they would have to count both incomes. Some
household
they only have to
income.
count one.
Yep.
What's your product?
So for our product, it's basically whoever's on the mortgage itself. So it's not household income, which is really nice. But again, it does take into account median income per county. So so we can use this product all over the state of Minnesota.
So there's some flexibility there, so where if partners, one of them, their income, and one can qualify on their own for whatever purchase price they want, and then the other income would kind of kick them out. You wouldn't necessarily have to use that other person.
Correct. So, which a lot more flexibility with it rather than taking into account the whole household. So.
What about, is there purchase prices limited?
FHA loan limit. So it is an FHA product. So, Hennepin County, it's $326,600, I think is the exact loan limit. So you can go all the way up to that amount for purchase price.
It's a good price. Good price for a home. I mean, you get quite a bit.
Yeah, and if you can get 3.5% down, I think too. Then maybe you see this too. That's kind of a misnomer out there too, is that down payment assistance means you got to be low income and live in a low income neighborhood and have low income housing, but that's not actually
correct.
true.
You could make $150,000 a year and still qualify for it. So you're right. A lot of people think you have to be low income to be able to qualify for these products, and it's not necessarily true. You get a lot of these people getting out of college, they have a lot of debt and they're paying off the debt. Well, they can't save funds while they're paying off all this debt. So it's just a good tool to allow these people to get into houses and versus renting, so.
And kind of going to what Ron was saying, is there like restrictions on like credit scores? I mean, someone comes in, they make $100,000 a year, they're 800 credit score, their debt to income ratio is pretty low.
Yeah, so like with Minnesota Housing, you have to have a minimum credit score of 660. With this product, you can go down to 620 credit score. So there's a lot more flexibility with it. Also with debt to income ratios, Minnesota Housing restricts, you can't go over 45% of your total debts to your income, where this product you can go, as long as you get an approved eligible in our automated underwriting system, we're fine. So there's no restrictions on that debt to income. So a lot more flexibility with the program.
Can your program pair with other programs?
No, it's program specific. So you can't say do the down payment assistance and then do a renovation loan with it. It's strictly, you get the down payment assistance program. And again, it is just an FHA product. We don't have a conventional product for it. So there's no pairings. If that's the product you want, that's what you have to.
I guess meaning like if you lived in a particular neighborhood and that neighborhood association was offering $1,000 to first-time home
Yes,
buyers.
you can. So
Okay.
specifically like city or county programs and stuff like that, yeah, you can tie those in with it
Okay,
as well.
so then essentially you can get 3.5% from your program, and if
Yep.
the city of Plymouth is doing $2,000 for first-time home buyers,
Correct.
and you qualify for both, then you could.
Yeah, use it towards like your
Okay.
closing cost or
Sure.
whatever, you know, so.
Which makes you so much more stronger at the negotiation
Yes.
table if you're not asking the seller for seller pays or keep some cash in your pocket as well, so that helps people like us
Right,
negotiate deals
absolutely.
too.
Yeah, because I mean, when you, especially with multiple offers, you know, we prep our sellers, like this is how it goes. Someone comes in cash, they're probably the strongest, and then it goes conventional, then it goes, you know, government-backed, FHA, or DBA. But if you're coming in FHA, but all of a sudden, yeah, we're FHA, but
No
we're coming
closing.
no closing, we're coming in strong, like, okay, then you do kind of tilt the tables a little bit in your favor,
That's,
as long as you don't lowball.
yeah, correct. Yeah.
Lowball. So there's a program too, a lot of local, like rural neighborhoods, they have like those kind of rural.
Yep. So they call it USDA loan or a rural development
Yeah.
loan. Can't be in any of the big counties like Hennepin County, Ramsey, that kind of thing. There's a map, you can go to USDA, I think .org or whatever it is, Google it, and it shows the county restrictions. But there's counties even just outside of the Twin Cities that you can get into homes with zero down, 100% financing. Also, there's VA loans if you're a veteran or current military, you can do zero down as well. So other type of loans to get into houses. So.
And it's whether it's a down payment assistance or whatever it is, or one of these zero down loans, it's really a good idea to do side by sides, right? So if you've got some cash, you've got some access to some cash for a down payment, does it make sense to get the down payment assistance program, or just go ahead and use your own cash? And that's just kind of a math equation and budget question from there. So I'm sort of assuming you will just say, here, do the down payment assistance.
Right.
Explore, right, what are the best options?
Correct. You want to sit down with the client and make sure they know what they're getting into. Show them all scenarios and what fits better for them. It makes the most sense. The one thing is, there is one downside to the down payment assistance program is the interest rate's a little bit higher than market rate. But if you factor in that you're getting true free money, it kind of evens itself out. So. But yeah, that's where if you possibly have the funds to put the down payment, we can kind of look at both scenarios and say, all right, with your own down payment, here's rate, here's estimated payment, and then with this program, here's again the estimated payment and what makes the most sense for you guys,
Yeah, because some buyers care about monthly payment, and some people want cash on hand, and that's kind of, I guess, the question. Because with the rate, you're obviously going to pay a little more monthly.
Yep.
But then you're going to lose a little more, or you'll keep a little cash in your pocket.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, as far as the down payment assistance program, I know in the Minnesota housing, you have to have $1,000 of your own cash.
You do.
Do you have to have a minimum of your own cash into the Envoy program?
You don't. Also, Minnesota Housing, you have to do an education class online, or actually go to a seminar. With our program, no minimum down payment required, so you don't have to have the $1,000, and there's no education required with it as well. So a little more lenient to get in to the funds.
So you literally, with an FHA loan, which requires a minimum of 3.5% down, other than just other costs, inspection and
Yep.
appraisal and things like that, you literally could get that without any, it's not a good idea, but without any cash.
Yeah, absolutely. So really, what
Skin in the game.
if I have a client that's using that program, I let them know they're gonna have to pay for the appraisal out of pocket.
Yep.
Estimated about $450, $400. And then if they want to do an inspection, they're gonna have to pay that out of pocket, and then also. You might have to bring a little bit to closing, a couple $100, just depending on how the numbers work out.
Sure, for your
So,
foreclosing costs
yep.
and things like that.
Yep. So usually under $1,000 for sure, if you do the appraisal inspection. So.
Because then too, when I bought a house years ago, like even like down payment, we like my mom wanted to give me some money, but she couldn't because it was all these tax ramifications.
Yep.
And I think that's kind of changed too now, where even like more, so you have a down payment assistance, but maybe a family member, Uncle Charlie,
Yep.
wants to dole out $10,000.
Yep.
I mean, that's an option too, correct?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people think you have to have your own funds. You can get a gift of funds from a family member. There's restrictions who you can get it from, but typically any family member you can get it from. They basically gift it to you. But yeah, that's another approach if you don't have the funds and you don't want to do down payment assistance. Get a gift from a family member. So.
Is there a maximum that they can give on that?
Well, I think it's $14,000 before you
Okay.
have to start paying some type of a tax on it. Don't quote me on that, but I believe there's a $14,000. But it could be from, so let's say mom and dad are going to gift you. Each one of them can give you the $14,000
Okay.
and not have any tax ramifications for that. So
Probably the best thing in that case would be to talk to your accountant.
your accountant, yeah, because I'm not
Exactly,
an
that was
accountant,
my
but
next-
yeah.
that was
Yeah,
my
on
next
those particular
thought.
questions. Because yeah, that is interesting too, because some of the programs, you can't, some of them you can get gift funds, although I think some of them are softening on that too, or who it comes from, or how much it comes from.
Yeah, most programs now, before it was restricted, probably a couple years ago, they were restricted, like, conventional 5% down, you couldn't do gift funds, and they're loosening those up a lot more. Now you can do 3% down conventional financing and do gift of funds from a family member, so they're definitely loosening up the guidelines to help people get into homes a lot easier.
And I think too, it's important for the gifter to understand that it's not that hard of a process, other than letting go of your money, but you have a gift letter where you could simply bring out a piece of paper and say, hey, I'm gifting Johnny and Amy $5,000. Because the purpose is for it to be a gift for the lender, and it's not an extra debt, right? So
Correct.
there has to be some sort of paper
So-
trail to show I'm giving you this money.
Typically what we do is we have a gift letter that we print off, and the borrower completes it with the gifter, and we used to have to show, the gifter had the funds for the down payment, so you had to provide bank statements. A lot of people didn't like that. I'm giving them money, why do I have to show you my bank statements? So now what we do is we fill out the gift letter, and we actually have that gifter wire the money to the title company directly. We get receipt from the title company that the wire came, and that's all we need. So basically that receipt, and then the gift letter, and that's it. So it's pretty easy, smooth process now.
So
And
does
of
that,
course-
I'm sorry,
No, go ahead.
does that gift money come before closing or the day of closing?
You're gonna, because it is an underwriting condition.
Okay.
So you're gonna wanna have that,
That's
a couple weeks before closing, you're gonna want them to transfer that money and wire it over to the title company. So, you can get that condition removed from the underwriter.
Yeah.
Plus two, make it cleaner, make
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
easier.
Yeah, make sure Uncle Charlie didn't bail at the last
Yeah,
second.
exactly.
That's right.
We're at the closing tables then.
Charlie
Uncle
wants
Charlie's
it.
wire come in yet?
Well, he went to Mystic.
But yeah, then too, it's you're not trying to invade the privacy of the person giving the money, just to make sure that everything works out, so we're not at the closing table and have surprises, or you're not creating an extra debt for that individual.
Yep.
And that makes them not be able to qualify, because all of a sudden they owe Uncle Charlie $5,000.
Yeah, their debt to income's too high and.
Yep, yeah,
Yep,
so you
can't buy
really
the
just,
house.
it's a fairly simple process,
Yep.
but yeah, people do kind of grumble, it seems sometimes, 'cause you're wanting
Yeah.
the money, where the money, all this kind of stuff, but just, it makes it a lot cleaner.
Yeah.
And so if someone wants to get a hold of you, what's the best way to do that?
You can either stop by the office. My office is right in Lakeville, about 4 or 5 blocks from the Harley-Davidson dealership. You can call me on my cell, 507-226-2288, or email me at sroiger, SROIGER, at envoymortgage.com.
Okay, and you hear, despite the Rochester phone number, you're here in.
Yes, so I should probably change that. I'm originally from southern Minnesota, so I've kept the number forever, and I guess I just haven't changed it. But yeah, I'm right here in Lakeville, live in Burnsville, so I am local. But yeah, the cell number is southern Minnesota. So
And we concentrate on down payment assistance today, but you can offer the gamut.
yeah, we do basically every product that's out there we can do. So.
And even even if you have you're in the process of buying a house and you are I'm talking to buyers right now.
Mm-hmm.
If you're maybe talking to a lender, we always talk to somebody local, because they can pretty much do anything that everybody else can, but you actually get a face to talk to. Whereas if you not to bash Quicken, but I'm going to bash Quicken. You've got
They're not a sponsor, so
they're not a sponsor, yeah. If they were, we'd be big time. But you got the Rocket Mortgage. They make it sound so good, but the problem is they're a puppy mill. You come in, they like you until the point where you sign the paperwork, and then they're on to the next person. Whereas you got somebody local like Scott, they're going to help you from the beginning to actually kind of guide you to the right loan loan program, so you don't feel like you're getting taken advantage of, and you're also going to be hopefully financially stable for the rest of your life. But then, Scott's gonna continue the whole process from beginning to well after closing. That way, questions come up, you can actually talk to Scott, not call up Quicken, and then all of a sudden you get passed off to 6 other people, and then you just don't get your answers.
Yeah, and I truly pride myself on my customer service. I tell my clients, hey, even if it's Friday night at 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night, if you have a question, you're concerned about something, give me a call. I'm there 24/7 for you throughout the process. I want to make sure they're educated and feel comfortable about this buying process, because it is one of the biggest investments in somebody's life. So I definitely want to be there from the start to finish and hold your hand through that process. Even for people that have done mortgages before, let's say they did a mortgage 8 years ago, a lot's changed. There's a lot more restrictions and a lot more of the process, and I want to make sure to just hold your hand through that and make sure you're comfortable. And again, it goes back to you do a good job, and they're going to start referring you their family and friends. And
Absolutely.
So
I'm going to second what David is talked about as far as a local agent and a local company. Again, not to write off, I'm sure Quicken's done some good loans in the past. I've just seen clients get an initial rate and quote, and then all of a sudden that rate will go up, or we can't get a hold of somebody. And having a local agent on your cover letter with a name that we can call and communicate with the listing agent sets you above other offers that are coming in the competition. It makes so much sense. So
right. And touching on the rates and stuff like that, a lot of people go to me, Scott, I see these rates online, they're phenomenal, why can't you give me that rate? And a lot of people, what they don't know is that's a teaser rate. They want to get you hooked in with them, do an application, get the process going with them, and all of a sudden you're through the halfway through the process, and they go, rates went up, here's your rate now. They just want to get you through, especially that appraisal process, because you're stuck giving them $400 or $500 to do an appraisal. You're committed, So I don't like to do that. I like to be upfront with people and just be an honest person, and again make sure it's a smooth process for them.
We've had a few different lenders
Sure.
in here and brokers. Can you just kind of talk about the difference between your big banks versus your mortgage companies versus
Sure.
your brokers, and kind of what sets those things apart?
Sure. Yeah. So all we do is mortgages. We're not a bank. We're not a depository institution where you checking savings. That's all we focus on is the mortgage lending itself. We're direct sellers to Fannie and Freddie, so we don't have a lot of the overlays where some of these big banks may have restrictions with underwriting and limitations. Again, it's more the customer service. You go to a bank. I'm not going to say any big bank names, but call after 5. Good luck getting a hold of somebody. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where you might not hear till Monday. You call Friday after 5. You might not hear till midday Monday or even Tuesday. They're busy. They have a lot of walk-in traffic. They're doing their thing, and we're working with a smaller company. You're going to get that one-on-one experience. You're going to be able to have that 100% access, and that's why, again, I just gave my cell phone out. Was you can call me at any time. I'm not giving you my business line because, again, sometimes on the weekends I'm not in the office. I want you to be able to get a hold of me when you need
absolutely,
to.
that's essential when you're helping a buyer. And you need to, make sure everything's in order. There are times where we need to talk to you right away, and that to me is one of the many reasons that sets a good loan officer apart from somebody else. Somebody that you can get a hold of when it's vital.
Yeah, absolutely. Say you're out shopping for a home. It's Saturday or Sunday,
Right.
and you want to put an offer on that home. Good luck getting a pre-approval letter. You can call me, and I'll be there shooting that over right away. So
Even on the flip side, listing. I had a property, multiple offers, and came in Friday.
Yeah.
So I called the lender as I normally do. They were shut down. They're like, we don't open up till Monday morning at 9. They literally had banker's hours, 9 to 5.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, that's so old school. But
Right.
at 4:59, they're done, and we had to hold on their offers until Monday morning.
Yeah, or I've seen it too, where there are 3 or 4 offers on the table, and the seller doesn't wait till Monday, or the listing agent says, hey, we've got 3 or 4 other offers, and we know that these are solid pre-approval letters.
Yep.
And this is gonna get done, so they might even lose the deal over that.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a great point, especially when it's so tight, because then usually when there's multiple offers, people are going, well, how high can we go, or whatever it is. But then if we all 4 of us offer the same exact dollar amount, right? But then you've got a good lender, you've got a shady lender, you know, you've got me, I'm gonna loan you the money.
That's right. Thanks, buddy.
Charlie, Uncle
And I
Charlie.
haven't been pre-approved yet, but I think I can still write an offer. So the person, you know, with everything else being even, the reputation of the lender or the agent's familiarity, at least with the company, is probably gonna be that thing that pushes over the top, so it's actually a
Absolutely.
really good point.
Another tool to get that accepted offer, so.
Yeah, multiple offers, a whole other show, but yeah, that's it. But no, who your lender is so important sometimes. Even somebody else offers $1,000 more, or say $1,000 less, but they've got a reputable lender, and you offer $1,000 more.
Absolutely.
Letters.
Yeah, think of it as the cover letter to the offer. It sets the tone for the whole offer.
Yep.
You know, and
Peace of
listing,
mind.
yeah, agents know, I mean, they network in the Twin Cities, and it's a pretty small world, and there are loan officers that get a great name of, you know, you see that loan officer's name on a pre-approval letter, you know it's a done deal.
Yep.
You're not gonna have the hiccups and
Right.
delayed closings, and yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's why if you're working with a buyer, your lender working with a buyer's agent, you do a bad job working with that buyer's agent. When that buyer's agent has a listing and sees your
You're gonna-
pre-approval coming in,
Yeah,
it's not really the best.
No.
It's not gonna set you
No.
up for success on the other end of that contract. I know I had a deal with Scott, I can't get into particulars, but it was a less than standard situation. And you were extremely creative. The buyer was pre-approved, the deal closed, and everything worked out. There were just some strange things going on.
Absolutely.
But you went above and beyond what you needed to do, because the guy was already solid, the buyer was already solid, but you went and proved to the seller how even more solid the buyer was.
Yep.
I appreciated that, the client appreciated that, and it just wasn't, you know, you don't just throw in some, okay, his credit score is this, here's how much money he makes, boom, here's a letter.
Right.
The seller didn't trust that. So Scott went ahead and ran through underwriting and did some things that are not normal in the process, and that got it done. So.
Yeah, absolutely. They were concerned that, you know, there was issues with the buyer, and I called the listing agent up and I said, all right, here's the deal. What we can do is we can actually have this file underwritten, be out underwriting in 24 to 48 hours. I'll prove to you he's a solid buyer, even though I knew he was. And that's what we did, but it kept the deal in bed, and we got it closed, and everybody was happy.
Yeah.
So.
Because unfortunately, sometimes you get the response of,
Yeah, exactly.
I gave you the letter.
Yeah, I don't know what else to tell you, right?
Yeah. But no, so that's, I'll give you a plug.
Thank you.
Plug there.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. This wasn't so bad, was it?
No, it's not too bad.
Should we tell everybody how you were scared to come on?
You could do that.
We got a paper bag over there, just to ventilate, and we got a corner to
I had the nerves going this morning a little bit, but it wasn't not so bad.
All right, so yeah, if you're catching us on Facebook Live, you can see it live forever on Facebook, and then we'll also have a nice, pretty edited version on YouTube, on our YouTube channel at imperialhometeam.tv. You can also check us out on our website, Imperial Home Team. No, that's not it. It's TwinCitiesRealEstatePros.com. That's the website.
You'll find it.
Yeah, you'll find us. Otherwise, it'll be on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, wherever else we're going to put it. So we appreciate you joining us, Scott.
Thank you for having me.
Real quickly, something to get you.
You can call me on my cell, 507-226-2288, or on my email, sroiger, SROIGER, at envoymortgage.com.
All right, perfect. And Tracey, we appreciate you coming on the show. We hope to see a lot more of you.
absolutely, glad to be here.
Before we leave, I'm going to quick plug. We had the home buyer seminar last week.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations to Tori Anderson. She won the 40-inch TV. She was elated, and hopefully the people that are watching it are elated as well. Scott is our lender that does go to the home buyer seminar as well. So if you show up, if you got any lending questions or even refinancing questions, Scott is there on hand to answer any questions. So, and we haven't booked the next one yet, but we're shooting for the first week of November. So stay tuned, but give away a TV again, and Scott will be there, and we'll help you out.
All right, perfect. So check out our website, TwinCitiesRealEstatePros.com. As I mentioned, the audio version will be on SoundCloud. We'll have a YouTube version and all over Facebook and the rest of our social media. And That's not just to promote us, but it's to promote our listings as well, so you can see our listings all over the place. So if you're somebody who's got your house out there on the market and you're wondering why nobody's showing up, maybe it's the marketing, maybe it's the price, or who knows, but we will definitely get your house marketed in non-traditional ways other than just throwing a sign up on the MLS. So
In effective ways too,
Effective
not
ways.
just like we're gonna, skywrite. It's gonna be effective, non-traditional ways.
Yep, and this is just one of the channels that we'll be able to market your listing. So we appreciate you joining us again for the Twin Cities Real Estate Pros podcast. My name is Ron Johnson, licensed real estate agent with Remax Advantage Plus. David Nelson's a licensed real estate agent with Remax Advantage Plus. And then Tracey Baker, also licensed real estate agent with Remax Advantage Plus.
And
Scott
I'm
Roiger.
not licensed.
You're not.
Shoot the
Yeah, we just have to make sure that, I've got 2 kids, so I can't get fined.
Oh, absolutely.
You're a rule
Absolutely.
follower. We've already established it.
Yeah.
You follow the rules. We appreciate
So
it.
we've got to get the rules in there, but Scott Roiger is with Envoy Mortgage, and we'll have his information on our website as well. So we appreciate everyone joining us for the Twin Cities Real Estate Pros podcast. And also, if anybody wants to be a guest on our show, we'd love to have you if you've got anything to do with buying a home, owning a home, selling a home, maintaining a home. If you've got a local business that you want to promote, we'd love to do that as well. We make up our own rules here as far as who can be on our show.
Yep, we're the bosses.
So we're the bosses of that. So anybody who wants to come on, contact any of us either on Facebook or email or on the web or track us down on the road somewhere. All right, so thanks for joining us for the Twin Cities Real Estate Pros podcast. Enjoy the rest of your week. You were a star, Scott.
Job.
You did a
Good
great
job.
job.
At first, I was really
You
nervous.
didn't appear nervous at all.
Yeah.